and welcome back to Core 4 Adventures. If you're new around here, my name is Carol.
And I'm Laura.
And we love to travel, and we release a new video every single Sunday, so we invite you to come along with us. So please like this video if you get anything out of it, and subscribe to our channel so you never miss anything from Core 4 Adventures.
So today we're going to talk about last-minute cruises. Now, what's a last-minute cruise? The definition of a last-minute cruise is a cruise that's been booked less than 90 days in advance. It can be kind of scary and a little intimidating, but also very exciting.
Yeah, we just booked a last-minute cruise to Mexico. We're going on the Mexican Riviera for the week of Thanksgiving, and we booked it 79 days before the sailing date. So we're going to talk to you all about what that experience was like today and what you need to look out for if you are booking a last-minute cruise.
This is actually our second last-minute cruise. We did one earlier in this year, and Carol and I are real planners, so it's kind of out of our nature. So we want to make sure that if it's out of your nature, that you feel comfortable doing it too.
When booking a last-minute cruise, the first thing you need to be is flexible with your dates and destinations. A lot of times when you are booking a last-minute cruise, you're doing it so that you can get a great deal from the cruise line. So your dates need to be a little bit more flexible, or be open to different destinations that you haven't thought of trying before, because that's where you can get some really great experiences that you weren't even expecting.
And of course, you're going to need to be flexible with your cabin type. Some of the cabin types may already be sold out, or the location may not be in the most ideal of places, but you're going to get a great deal and you're still going to get on the ship, which we think is what's most important. In fact, for this next cruise, we booked an inside cabin, which we've never done and we're a little anxious about, but ready to give it a try so we can tell you whether it's worth it to do.
So another thing that you need to be aware of when booking a last-minute cruise is you have to be prepared to pay for it in full when you book. There is no payment plan, there's no deposit. You're going to be paying the full price of your cruise on the day that you book your cruise if it's under 90 days. The cruise line needs to make sure that they've got that payment in full because the sailing date is so quick. So make sure you've got enough room on that credit card before you call to make that reservation.
But you can usually get a really great deal on those last-minute cruises. The thing you're probably not going to get a great deal on is those last-minute flights. So you definitely want to take that into consideration when you're booking that cruise, because the flight might be a premium. One way to get around that we're doing is we're going to a cruise port that is local to us. It's only a few hours away, so we don't have to fly anywhere. And that's a great trick for those last-minute cruises.
Next up, you need to think about your travel documents. If you are traveling to a foreign country on a cruise, you're going to need to make sure that your passport is valid for at least 6 months after your return date. That's something that sometimes people miss when they are scheduling some cruises. So make sure that you've got your passport out and that expiration date gives you plenty of cushion. And also, if you're traveling to a country that requires a visa, sometimes getting a visa in that short turnaround time isn't possible. So research that before you book your cruise. Otherwise, you could be losing out on some money.
And let's talk about embarkation requirements. So when you're going to book that cruise super close to embarkation day, some cruise lines close the check-in process 72 hours before they embark. So you're not going to be able to check in online for those cruises, and keep that in mind. It may make embarkation a little longer and more arduous, but you're still going to get on that cruise and you're going to have a great time once you get there.
The next thing that you're going to want to check out is those port logistics. Research the port where you're going to be sailing out of as soon as you book your last-minute cruise so that you can think about getting a hotel for the night before. We always recommend, if you are going to be flying into a cruise port, that you give yourself a 1 to 2 day buffer before your embarkation day, because if something goes wrong on your travel, you don't want to miss your cruise. We're going to be driving down to our next cruise, so I don't think that we're going to be worried about that. We're going to get up the day of and drive straight to the port. We think that we're going to be safe doing that, but if we were flying into a port, we would give ourselves that 1 to 2 day buffer.
And make sure that you know what's included in that cruise fare. A lot of the specialty perks, like the drink packages, the specialty dining, and the free Wi-Fi, are things that you can't necessarily get in the last few days before the cruise. So really pay attention to what's included and what's not, so that you don't wind up spending a whole lot more on that vacation because you missed the fine print.
Now, even if you are booking a last minute cruise, something that we always recommend is travel insurance. And some travel insurance companies won't cover you if it's too close to the sail date. So as soon as you book that cruise, get the travel insurance on top of it. Travel insurance can cover you if you've got a trip interruption, a medical need, and anything like that. It's just so worth it to have that peace of mind. Do not skip it because it is super duper important.
And of course, if you're booking a last minute cruise, you need to be prepared to pack fast. We like to keep a toiletry kit with all of our essentials all the time because we travel quite frequently and it's easy to just grab it and go, knowing that everything's in there. But if that's not for you, get organized, be ready, and throw that stuff in the suitcase and head on out to the port.
Now, with any cruise, you're going to want to check your loyalty rewards, and especially to see if a last minute cruise will count towards earning more points on your loyalty program. And don't forget that if you are a senior, a member of the military, or a local resident, sometimes you can get extra discounts on cruises, and that can be stacked on top of that extra discount that you're getting for booking that last minute cruise. So make sure you talk to your cruise consultant because it can really save you some money.
And when you're thinking last minute cruises, think shoulder season. That's the time when cruises are the cheapest, there's the fewest people on them, and they're really looking to fill those cabins. So you're going to get some fantastic deals. In fact, the week of Thanksgiving isn't necessarily a week that they're going to have a ton of extra rooms, but the week before and after the week of Thanksgiving, those deals were so good that in the future we may go for 3 weeks.
Yeah, it was super duper tempting. Well, there you go. Last minute cruising. Is it for you? It can be a fun and spontaneous way to travel. Just make sure that you stay flexible and plan smart.
And have you gone on any last minute cruises? We would love to hear all about it. Please comment below. And don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any more travel tips or our great adventures.
Thanks so much for watching today. We will catch you next time on Core 4 Adventures.
Bye!